And Guru Maharaj approached Narendra Modi, and Narendra Modi made a phone call to Russian leader, and he said, Japtaka Maharaj and other GBCs, they came to Guru Maharaj and said, please go to them, apologize before them, otherwise we will lose ISKCON in Russia. Up to Janmashtami, he was in a situation that he could leave at any moment. Many devotees were praying very strongly. One devotee in Russia, his name is Acharya Ratna, he is Guru Maharaj's disciple. He started to perform austerities and he promised Krishna, if Guru Maharaj will recover, I will distribute books till the last breath of my life.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Goswami Maharaja. And his meeting with Maharaj and personal guidance has influenced his life, and then thus he committed to this spiritual journey. He got initiated in Mayapur during Gaur Purnima in 1992, and he received his second initiation in 1994. For the past 25 years, he dedicated his efforts primarily to book distribution. So Maharaj is a very hardcore book distributor. Personally, I have seen, I was 2 years before, there was ISKCON Leadership Shanga. So there were many stalls they were kept. So there was one book by His Grace Vijay Prabhu, which was recently launched, book distribution, nectar of book distribution. So all the nectarian pastimes of book distributions are mentioned in that. So Maharaj was, all the devotees were attending the seminars and they were going here, coming there. But Maharaj was alone sannyasi. He was taking those books and distributing it. So I was so touched by this humble gesture of Maharaj. Maharaj is a hardcore book distributor and he has been doing it from more than 3 decades, along with occasional engagement in the Sankirtan, significantly contributing to the propagation of spiritual knowledge. In 2016, that is around almost 10 years before, he took to the renounced order of sannyas and thus deepened his commitment to spiritual mission. So recently, he has taken on the role of Diksha Guru. So Maharaj has been assigned also as a Diksha Guru officially by ISKCON, and he has been guiding and aspiring devotees on their path, especially in Russia and other countries. Maharaj is here on a trip. He had come to Khargar for the temple opening, and now almost more than 30 devotees are coming from Russia. Yeah, Pandharpur. Oh, 100 people from Russia are coming to Pandharpur Dham. So, yeah. From Pune, they will be going to Pandharpur. So Maharaj is here, and so because of this reason, that's why we got to have Maharaj's association here. So Maharaj has kindly agreed. Today morning only I requested if he can spare some time to give us this association and speak on His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaja's preaching activities in Russia. And he kindly agreed. So very, very fortunate. We express our gratitude by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, Maharaj.
We have this good fortune that all of us met this very wonderful person, Umnitrila Paravishta Vishnupada Ashtotra Shatri Shrimad Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Divine personality who came to assist Srila Prabhupada in this great mission that was predicted by Lord Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described in Chaitanya Mangala as a savior of the whole world because he traveled a lot and he was delivering so many personalities. But it is said in Chaitanya Mangala that some people, they were trying to escape his mercy and they ran away to the western direction. But Lord Chaitanya is saying that I will send my Senapati Bhakta and he will chase them and get them also. So Srila Prabhupada came to deliver those people who escaped the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And he came with his close associates, assistants, like His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Guru Maharaj. In 74, Srila Prabhupada asked him to come to India to become a GBC, and he did it for 50 years. Longest GBC member. Nobody else was serving for 50 years as a GBC. And also he became BBT trustee, and as soon as he has got this letter from Moscow, he brought it to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada told him to immediately go to Russia to bring the books. So he was first book distributor in Russia. He distributed first set to Lenin's library, its main library of Moscow, and second set he distributed to main library of St. Petersburg, two most important cities of Russia. So he started this big book distribution in Russia, and he printed first book in Russian language in 1977 here in Mumbai. He printed Easy Journey to Other Planets, and in 1986 he printed first Bhagavad Gita, small Bhagavad Gita Russian, also in Mumbai, and Krishna book, small Krishna book. So by his mercy this great mission was started in Russia, and he inspired so many devotees. It's one of his greatest achievements that after his disappearance we see so many wonderful preachers continuing in this mission. Sometimes when a leader leaves, his mission disappears. But in case of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, mission is continued with nice attitude, with full force, because he empowered so many nice devotees. They are continuing this mission without any loss. So It's a very great achievement, very rare when the leader can empower so many people and create so many teams, uniting so many different personalities, which impossible to unite in the material world. It's very difficult to unite people with different mentality, different characters, but he was very good at that. He created so many nice teams in every temple. And also he was very nicely cooperating with his god brothers. As a result, we see these huge temples because he was cooperating. Not that I will do everything myself. No, he was cooperating with all of his god brothers. That's why he achieved so much. It's very important to learn how to cooperate in spite of some maybe differences. We can cooperate and we can do a very big service for this mission if you will learn how to cooperate. So this is one of his greatest characteristics, that he was very open for cooperation. He never tried to fight with somebody. Nobody can remember any case when he was trying to fight with somebody. He was always humble, but very determined to satisfy Srila Prabhupada. So he came to Moscow in 76, then he came in 77 for International Book Fair. Next time he came in 1988, again for International Book Fair. 77 was first in the International Book Fair, but then it became a tradition every year. There was a book fair, and as soon as he has got possibility, in 88 he again came as a representative of BBT. 89 also. So he was trying to promote Srila Prabhupada's book to big audience, and he was very successful. As we know, he was BBT trustee and he printed hundreds of millions of books and he arranged that all of these books being distributed. So he was very successful in his mission. 1990 he started big traveling all around Russia, but first place he went was printing press. He wanted to see this printing press the devotees were using underground to print books. So he came and he said, I want to get the darshan of this printing press. It was very far away, it's like 2,000 kilometers from Moscow, very remote place, very high in the mountains, mountain village, very, very far away. But anyway, he went there. He wanted very much to see this place. He came there, he did parikrama around this printing press. Then he paid obeisances, he offered puja because it was a great instrument of Sankirtan movement. So he was very ecstatic to see this printing press. And he traveled all around Soviet Union. He opened so many temples, installed something like 25, 30 Gornitai deities installed in Russia. 25, maybe 30. And he brought them personally, so devotees, they did not have any money to buy deities. He brought them. He found sponsor who sponsored the deities and he brought them to Russia. He was very eager to increase the Sankirtan mission in Russia. So it was our great fortune that such divine personality came and helped us to start this mission. It was not so easy to start the mission in the Soviet Union. When he came first time in '76, he had this bag, yes, suitcase, yes, with documents, and devotees who already been to Soviet Union, they said that you will be chased by KGB, so you had to keep this suitcase very tightly that they will not be able to snatch it when you will walk on the street. So he was keeping it very tightly, and few times they were trying to get it from him. They understood that he has some important documents there, so they wanted to take it, but he was keeping it very tightly. There is a recording when he was describing his first trips. It was very interesting. And he met very important Soviet scientists, Indologists. He showed them the books, and they were very impressed by the Srila Prabhupada's books, and they gave a review, very nice review of Srila Prabhupada's books, but he understood that they will take them back, these reviews, because it was very dangerous for them. If KGB would came to know that they gave review, they will be punished. They would become punished. So he understood this, and he wanted to make a Xerox copy of these interviews, because he understood very soon they will come back and they will take away this. So he was going around Moscow, and he found that there is no Xerox available for public. And in the evening, very tired, he came to Air India Agency in Moscow. He came there and he saw the Xerox, and he was so happy. After 12 hours walking around Moscow, finally he found the Xerox, and he made copies of these reviews. And next day the scientists, they came and they said, we want back our interview. So he brought the copies of these interviews to Srila Prabhupada, and he was very happy that Russian scientists, they appreciated so much his books. Many pastimes happened. And he was traveling in the 90s. He was traveling like 3 days next spot, 3 days next spot. Very fast he was traveling to cover whole Russia. So he was coming for 4 or 5 months. He was coming to Russia. In the 90s he was spending a lot of time there, because audience was very open. Everybody was hearing with rapt attention, asking hundreds of questions. So he was very happy to preach in that place. And many people would join immediately after the class. They were saying, yes, we want to join. They were very open at that time. That's why he was spending so much time in Russia. He was coming for many festivals like Janmashtami, Gorpurnima. He was celebrating in Russia at that time. And I had an opportunity to travel with him. First time I joined him in 91. We went like to 3 different cities, and after that he said, I see you everywhere. What are you doing here? You are supposed to be in Moscow and distribute books. Immediately go back. So we went back to Moscow and we were distributing books. And 91 was very big marathon. Moscow became number 1 in the world. And our Sankirtan leader, his name was Yamaraj. He made a phone call to Guru Maharaj. The news came like 1 week before Gaur Purnima. News came that we became number 1. So he immediately made a phone call to Guru Maharaj and he asked, if you will send this boy to Mayapur, will you give him initiation? And Guru Maharaj said, yes, of course, I will give him initiation. So next day I got a passport. Next day I got a ticket, and like 3 days before Guru Purnima I was in Mayapur with other devotees. We came 10 brahmacharis, top book distributors. They all came to Mayapur. It was very ecstatic. We never expected to see such big deities, because in Moscow we had deities like this, and we came to Mayapur and it was huge. It was very amazing when we just stepped into the temple room. It was very amazing. And it was big initiation, like 15 sannyasis were sitting there, Prabhupada disciples. Japtaka Maharaj, Harikesh Maharaj and many others. They were sitting on the stage and they were calling their candidates one by one. It took maybe 3-4 hours to give out the bids for all candidates. Guru Maharaj had only 2 candidates, me and a devotee from Chandigarh. He was chief of Gurukul in Chandigarh, and he was also getting first initiation. And when he was giving me bids, he announced very loudly that he is distributing books. He was very happy. 92, Guru Purnima 92, and then Guru Maharaj came to Moscow to give initiation in Moscow, because he gave first initiation in May of 1990 to first candidates, and he became very sick. For 1 week he was in the hospital after initiation. He had very strong fever. After that he was traveling around Russia when he recovered. But he said, for 2 years I will not take any more disciples. So next initiation was in 92. Many devotees, they were waiting for that initiation. So he came a week before Nrisimha Chaturdashi and he gave big initiation to Russian devotees. 92. 94 I first time came for his Vyasa Puja to Mumbai. It was last Vyasa Puja in Mumbai. We rented a big aeroplane and 200 disciples came by one aeroplane to Vyasa Puja. Everybody wanted to see Vyasa Puja because we never saw any Vyasa Puja. It was our first Vyasa Puja with Guru Maharaj present. 94. It was very ecstatic to see so many disciples of Guru Maharaj in Mumbai. Everybody came. It was very nicely arranged. Surdas Prabhu was in charge of that Vyasa Puja and everything was very nicely arranged. The only problem we had, prasadam, because they did not have any separate arrangement. Because we cannot eat spicy prasad. So it was very difficult for us. Everything was burning in the mouth. So very difficult. Nowadays it's very well arranged. In Kargar he arranged everything. Non-spicy prasadam, spicy prasadam, whoever wants. But in 94 it was not there. And after that Guru Maharaj got sick in 95 they found that his heart has a very big problem. It was blocked, this main arteria was blocked, and he had to go for surgery and angioplasty, yes, angioplasty. And for a long time he was feeling very weak, for a long time, up to Janmashtami. Up to Janmashtami he was in situations that he could live at any moment, up to Janmashtami. So it took many months. Many devotees were praying very strongly. One devotee in Russia, his name is Acharya Ratna, he is Guru Maharaj's disciple. Now he is 65 years old and he is still distributing books. He started to perform austerities and he promised Krishna, if Guru Maharaj will recover, I will distribute books till the last breath of my life. He took this vow and he's doing this even now. Although he's 65, he's going out and distributing books. Many devotees, they were doing some austerities to please Krishna that Guru Maharaj would recover. And on Janmashtami, some miracle happened. His Vyasa Puja was not planned in 95 because he was very weak. But on Janmashtami, suddenly after he did the prayer, he recovered. So devotees arranged Vyasa Puja without any preparation, some spontaneous. Vyasa Puja was there in Delhi. It was first Vyasa Puja in Delhi, 95. Many God brothers came, Sridhar Maharaj, Lokanath Maharaj, and some other God brothers of Guru Maharaj came. It was very ecstatic, Vyasa Puja. I came next year, 96, I came for Vyasa Puja in Delhi. It was also very ecstatic. Sridhar Maharaj was very big friend of Guru Maharaj. He was coming for every Vyasa Puja. And in Mayapur, he was always staying in one room with Guru Maharaj. Same room that Guru Maharaj was occupying. These two beds, one was for Sridhar Maharaj, one for Guru Maharaj. They were always staying together. 96, and next year Guru Maharaj said, you have to prepare, I will have Vyasa Puja in Moscow. In 98 he did first Vyasa Puja in Moscow. It was a great surprise for Russian devotees. Devotees came from everywhere. But Guru Maharaj did not allow disciples from India to come. And unexpectedly Jayapataka Maharaj came. He spoke such, it was very nice clarifications. And Bhakti Maharaj came also without invitation. So it was very ecstatic Vyasa Puja. And also it was a big crisis in Russia because Harikesh Maharaj left at the same time. He left, and 90% of devotees in Moscow were his disciples. So it was a big problem. And they were feeling that Gopal Krishna Maharaj is creating some trouble for them. They were feeling so. They wanted to destroy ISKCON in Moscow. So Jayapataka Maharaj and other GBCs, they came to Guru Maharaj and said, please go to them, apologize before them, otherwise we will lose ISKCON in Russia. Although he was not guilty, he did not make any offense, he came, he apologized before them, so ISKCON was saved in Moscow. So he is so humble. And it happened few times. Few times he was saving the situation by his humbleness. He was so humble. '98. He was meeting many officials in Moscow and other big cities and made them favorable for Krishna consciousness. So they gave many permissions for us for different preaching activities. So he was very good at this, at public relations. And he taught many devotees now in Delhi. Yes, they are doing this service. And one of his very important qualities that he was never satisfied with what he achieved. There was no time that he said, I opened 500 temples, now I can take rest. It was never like this. He was always wanted to bring more temples, bring more devotees, print more books, distribute more books, never satisfied. Although he had such a big achievements. Some people, they are building one temple and they are thinking that now I have done so much. And he organized hundreds of temples. And he was thinking that I have done nothing, I have to do more to satisfy Srila Prabhupada. That was very wonderful quality of a pure devotee. And he was always learning from others. If he was coming to some temple and he saw that they got some very nice achievement, he was learning from them, and then he was teaching this in Delhi and other places. He was saying, go to this place and learn from them. He was very receptive, yes. If something good is there, he was always picking up. It's a very wonderful quality. And he was always concentrated on Srila Prabhupada's satisfaction. He always thinking, is this what I am doing will bring happiness to Srila Prabhupada? And he was asking many people, shall we do like this? Before doing, he was doing check-up. Is it really good for ISKCON, good for Srila Prabhupada? And if he would understand, yes, this is 100%, we satisfy Srila Prabhupada, this is good for ISKCON. He was moving forward like a train, very strongly. It's a very wonderful quality to always do this checkup before we are doing something important. Will it bring happiness to Guru Maharaj, to Srila Prabhupada? Will it be good for ISKCON? Because sometimes we are just doing and not thinking, is it really okay? Also, he was always eager to serve devotees. Whenever we would come into Delhi, he was giving us some accommodation. He was asking devotees, please prepare for them non-spicy prasadam. What else you need? He was a very caring person. And he was always asking me, when you are coming to Delhi? I was saying, this and this, that. Okay, I will send my car to you, to meet you. He was always eager to serve, and he was feeling very offended if you would reject his service. No, Guru Maharaj, we will take taxi, why you will bother? No, I want to send my car. He was so eager to serve. It's very amazing. One time, it was in '92, we were distributing books in very far east of Russia. It's near Japan. 7-hour flight from Moscow, 7 days by train, very far away. Yeah, 7 days by train, very far away. Russia is very big. 7 days by train. We have 10 different time zones in Russia. So in Moscow, like it's 12 o'clock in the day. In Far East, it's 22. Yes, 10 p.m. Yeah. So big country. So we were distributing books there, and we found out that Guru Maharaj coming little to east, Vladivostok. It's very last end of Russia. It's very close to Japan. So we immediately took a flight to Vladivostok. It was only 1 hour from this city, the flight to Vladivostok. And Guru Maharaj was there for 5 days. It was very ecstatic. After every class, some devotees were approaching him, "Can we become your disciples?" At least few people were coming after every class. Because not many preachers were coming to this remote place, so everybody wanted a guru. So he has got many disciples in Vladivostok, and one of them, a big businessman, he built a very beautiful temple. It was maybe 7 years ago. He built wonderful temple and invited Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj said, "Yes, sometime I will come," but he never came. But at least he did this wonderful service. He is a big businessman, and he got first initiation from Guru Maharaj, and he told me that I was very afraid that he will tell me to distribute books. But he said, okay, you have built a temple, now you should maintain this temple." And he said, I was very happy that he did not tell me to distribute books. Then he came for second initiation. He was thinking, now finally he will tell me to distribute books. He was very afraid. Guru Maharaj said, no, you should just continue to maintain this temple. And he was very happy. So for 5 days, Guru Maharaj was giving classes it was 92. He was giving classes in Vladivostok, and then he was taking flight back to Moscow. And we wanted very much to fly with him, but we did not have any tickets. It was very difficult to get tickets, because at that it was something like May, and everybody in May going to Moscow. So for like 2 months in advance there is no tickets for flight. So we went to airport with Guru Maharaj, and we took our luggage, and we were praying, please Krishna, gave us some tickets. And after registration was finished, there was an announcement that 2 passengers, they got around documents and they are out of flight, and 2 people can come and buy the tickets. We immediately ran. We got these tickets because only 2 of us, disciples, were there. And we were flying in the next row with Guru Maharaj. He was sitting a little forward, and we were sitting at his back. And when the flight took its height, Guru Maharaj opened his prasadam bag. Devotees gave him a lot of prasadam, and he said, first I have to serve devotees, then I will take myself. And he started to feed us. Although we were just neophytes, just a few months ago, took initiation, he was feeding us with prasadam. That was his mood. He was always in this mood to serve devotees. Although these devotees were just neophytes, he wanted to serve. Also, he was not making differences between his disciples of other gurus. He was always samadarshana. If somebody wanted his help, he was always ready to help to any devotee who is eager to get his mercy. Of course, he he had a very exemplary sadhana. Sometimes he was giving darshans up to 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12, midnight, and after that he was waking up for Mangalarati. It was very amazing to do service for like 12 hours and then 3 hours rest and again. Very amazing. I remember one time he was giving darshans in Nizhny Novgorod, and it was 14 August, it was like his birthday. And he decided that he will accept everybody who will come, so it took him 1 a.m. He finished darshan. 1 a.m. And still he was there for Mangalarati. He was very exemplary in his sadhana. Of course, there was no one more enthusiastic in preaching. He was ready to preach day and night. He had a phenomenal memory. He could remember the person whom he met one time 10 years ago. Sometimes he was remembering his name, his relatives. And he was asking, "How are you? So and so, how is your mother? How is your son?" And people were so amazed. After 10 years, he met me one time and he remembers me. It's very phenomenal memory. Of course, he was very much attached to deity worship. First, he was carrying the pictures. He had these Mumbai deities from Juhu and Vrindavan deities. He was carrying these pictures, and he always had this altar with pictures, like you have here. So he was carrying this picture with him. And after some time, it was something around like 2000 or 2001, he got Prabhupada Murti. For 1 year he was checking. For 1 year he was going to the market and he was looking for Prabhupada's Murti, and he was saying, "No, it's not Prabhupada. No, it's not Prabhupada." And he checked maybe few hundred Murtis, then he said, "Oh, this is Prabhupada." And he took this Murti. Then he was looking for Gornitai. He wanted very much Gornitai, and he was asking Vladimir Temple, it's one city in Russia. He brought these deities, he installed them, then he came back and he said, "Actually, I am very attached to these deities, so I will take them back." And the devotees were in shock. "Guru Maharaj, how we will have temple without deities?" He said, "Yes, it's a problem." So they were in shock and they were meditating what to do. And they said, "Guru Maharaj, maybe next time we will go to India, we will get another deities, you will install them, then you will take this." He said, "Yes, okay, it's a nice idea." And for a few years, it continued for a few years, but then he has got his deities. He has got these deities, and he was completely satisfied with them, so he said them, "Okay, keep these deities in your temple." It was big lila for this temple especially. Still they have these deities. He was very attached to that particular deities. Vladimir, yes. And they had very nice Rath Yatra. For 12 years they had very big Rath Yatra, and Guru Maharaj every year was coming for this Rath Yatra. Also, he was very careful to not offend anyone. Very careful. If he had some suspicions that he offended someone, he was trying in different ways to serve this person. He was very careful. And he was never attached for any material comfort. He could stay in very simple place, especially in Russia when he came in 88. 89. They did not have any temple, any separate arrangement for the preachers. So sometimes he was staying in hotel, sometimes he was staying in some devotee's house. So no attachment for personal comfort. And he liked very much to hear Shastra. He was very attached for Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, Charitamrita. He was always carrying, previously when there was no computers, he was always carrying this one volume Srimad Bhagavatam and one volume Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was always carrying with him because many Russian yatras, they did not have any English books, only Russian books. So he was carrying it with him to read, to give classes, always carrying with him. I don't know where are they now, these two books, because for many, many years he was carrying them. Somebody has these books. And of course he was always eager to distribute books, so after every class he was asking, please bring books, I will distribute books, sign them. These are some pastimes of Guru Maharaj and his qualities. They are unlimited, his qualities. So we can meditate on this wonderful personality and try to follow in his footsteps. It's impossible to imitate what he has done. Nobody can come close to what he has done, but at least we can follow in his footsteps. We have so many classes recorded. We can hear them, we can try to follow his instructions. Any questions?
Maharaj, in 1976 you said he went for the first time. This was an invitation. The 1977 was an invitation given by Russia International Book Fair. 1976, how you went?
He has got a letter as BBT trustee. He has got a letter from Russian government agencies that was importing books from abroad, and they were asking for the catalog of books of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He came with his letter to Mayapur to meet Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said him immediately go to Moscow with books, don't send them catalog, bring them books. So he went to Russian embassy in Mumbai, got business visa. He showed them letter that I am invited. And they gave him visa, and he brought the books.
Maharaj, you have seen a photo of Maharaj with Russian devotees, and that time a very big political leader, Rajiv Gandhi. So that time I think Russia had, Soviet Union had broken into, and Russia into different nations, and
No, it was 89.
89, yes. It was before.
It was Soviet Union, yes. It was first group of Soviet devotees coming to India. Before that, no one was allowed to go to India. So it was first group. It took them very big fight to get on airplane. They were not allowed to go to airplane, so for a few hours they were chanting like anything in the airport, and then they were allowed to go on airplane, and they came to India, and they were so ecstatic because they never saw so many devotees, temples. 89. And Guru Maharaj arranged this meeting with Rajiv Gandhi. Also, he arranged them a trip to Manipur because temple in Manipur was opened in 89. They went for the opening. So it was very exciting trip for the devotees of Soviet Union. It was not big group. It was not a big group, but still, it was first group. There are no questions.
Maharaj, in Russia, when Maharaj, how he encouraged all the disciples to distribute books, printing books, okay, but how is to...
It was a big spirit at that time in Russia and Soviet Union. Everybody was distributing books, so he was amazed. So many devotees, and there, everyone is going out. So he was giving him even more inspiration to them. He was giving many classes on book distribution, because everybody wanted to know how is it done in India or some other places. So everywhere he was coming, everywhere he was asked to speak about book distribution. So he was very happy. And he was asking all of his first disciples to participate in book distribution, and everybody was doing this. Every devotee was going out. Even those who were coming to the programs for the first time, sometimes devotees were giving them books. Let's go on book distribution. New people also were going out. It was very special time.
Can you share that past time when Russia was banning Bhagavad Gita and how Maharaj?
Yes. It was very difficult situation. So when they have understood that situation is very bad, devotees made a phone call to Guru Maharaj, please do something. We are in danger, we can lose this opportunity to distribute books, we even can lose this content in Russia. So, and Guru Maharaj approached Narendra Modi, and Narendra Modi made a phone call to a Russian leader, and he said, I have heard that you want to ban Bhagavad Gita. So we will stop to buy all your fighting jets, all your missiles. So you have to think about this. So next day, this Russian leader, he made a phone call to courts, and he said, stop this immediately. So ISKCON was saved. It was very amazing.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, what is the first interaction that you had with Guru Maharaj?
It was in May 1990 he came to give first initiation. In 89 he gave pranama mantra to something like 20 devotees. And he came to give first initiation. He came together with one senior devotee. His name is Krishna Das Kaviraj Prabhu from Vrindavan. His wife is Mataji Govinda, very famous in Vrindavan. She is in charge of flower service in the Krishna Balaram Mandir. And he was very expert in doing yagya and kirtan. So Guru Maharaj brought him to perform yagya. And he was giving classes every day, 3 hours in the morning, then lunch break, then 3 hours afternoon class every day. Also he was meeting devotees, and he gave this first initiation. That was my first interaction with Guru Maharaj. And I became very inspired. He was like father. He has great affection for all devotees. So, I was very inspired by him.
Maharaj, Guru Maharaj was so much attached to Srila Prabhupada. So after leaving, when Srila Prabhupada left also, still he was following all like everything whatever Prabhupada told him. So how you can develop a tinge of that much attraction or that much following each instructions of Guru Maharaj?
Yes. If we will follow, we will get attachment to his instructions. So we have to follow his instructions. Guru always remains in sound vibration. Although physically he is not with us, he is still there in his instructions. If we will follow them, we will always be with him. There will be no separation. Like Srila Prabhupada, when he came to Mayapur, after a long absence in America, he came back to Mayapur, and he was passing by Samadhi of his Guru Maharaj, and he did not stop, and all his gold brothers started to criticize him, that he did not even stop and did not pay respect to Guru Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada said, I am always with Guru Maharaj. Because he is always present in his instructions. If you are following his instructions, we are always with him. If you are not following, so we can pay respect, but we will not be with him. So first of all, first duty is to follow his instructions. That is a secret, open secret.
Like what Maharaj told something about brahmacharya ashram, how to maintain brahmacharya.
One has to be always busy serving, studying Shastra, so his mind has to be absorbed. Then he will not have any anxiety. If mind is idle, it will always be in anxiety. So it's very important. Where is our mind? So we have to put him completely in Krishna consciousness, and there will be no trouble.
Maharaj, whenever Maharaj used to tell about book distribution, Maharaj would many times mention devotees in, especially in Kazakhstan. Maharaj would many times tell that temperature is very less, and there are Maharaj would quote about one Mataji who would every day distribute.
Krishna Naik, yes. She is a great book distributor. From 1990, she is distributing books. She started to distribute books, she was like 12 years old. She was going to school, and after that she was going to distribute books. She joined very early, at a very young age. And still she is doing this. Now her health is very bad, so she cannot go when it's very cold, but otherwise she is going out. This marathon she was distributing books in cancer hospitals. She found a sponsor, he paid for the books, and she was going from one room to another, the whole hospital. Nobody else could follow her. It's so horrible to enter these rooms when they're dying. Like somebody after 1 week will die, after 2 weeks, after 1 month. So it was very horrible. So even many devotees in male bodies, they were not able. They came to one room and they said, no, we cannot go anymore. So she was going alone to all these rooms, and she distributed hundreds of books in this hospital, gave them prasadam. She is very eager to satisfy Guru Maharaj. Just for that she is going on, because he likes this very much. So maybe we can stop. if there is no question.
Hare Krishna. You mentioned about how that one particular leader of Russian, because of him. So probably Maharaj have must faced many such difficulties. Could you throw some light like this? You mentioned one where he had to beg. So how did Maharaj then again revive that whole yatra, and then all the devotees? I don't know what happened after that, but still we see that a flourishing yatra is there in Russia. So could you throw some light on it?
Many devotees were helping. Radhanath Maharaj came, Shivaram Maharaj came, Bhakti Govinda Swami came, so problem was a little bit pacified. Many Harikesh Maharaj disciples, they left, 90% of them they left, unfortunately. But still some has remained. At least ISKCON was not destroyed. So they stayed in Moscow, all of them at the same time. They were giving classes, kirtans. And on Radhashtami they cooked a feast together. Radhanath Maharaj was cooking, Bhakti Govinda Maharaj was cooking, Shivaram Maharaj was cooking, Niranjan Maharaj was cooking, and they were personally distributed this feast to all the devotees. It was very ecstatic. So all of them, they put a lot of energy to save ISKCON. It was a very difficult situation. So it took long time for everybody to recover because situation was very bad. Many devotees they left, but still some remained. And everything continued.
One more question, Maharaj. While preaching, Maharaj faced so many difficulties, like so many struggles, and still he was so enthusiastic in his services. What was that prominent factor which kept him equipoised in all these difficult circumstances? And so he was kind of unaffected, like a lotus flower, unaffected from the...
He had a full faith that Krishna is in control, and by Srila Prabhupada's mercy everything can be solved. So he was always had this faith, so he was always continuing in spite of all difficulties. He was continuing his service. Very strong faith. Also he had a very close relationship with Super Soul. I saw this many times. Like one time I was flying with him from Moscow to Delhi. It was maybe 2001, something like this. And we were approaching Delhi airport, and Guru Maharaj started to wake me up. He said, why are you sleeping? We are passing by Delhi temple. He wanted very much to see Delhi temple from the aeroplane. And he was waking me up. You are in Maya sleeping, let's see it in Delhi temple. And when we came to Delhi, he was planning to go to Vrindavan next day, and I was thinking it would be so nice to go with Guru Maharaj. And he called me and he said, do you want to go with me to Vrindavan? He always knew what is in the heart of his disciples. Many times I had this experience. He had a very close relationship with Paramatma. That's why he was so powerful. Very special personality. Okay. Now we can stop. Okay, last question.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj, you have any personal interaction, Maharaj, that you are so much fond of, Maharaj?
Personal
Interactions with Maharaj.
Yes, it was every day when I was with him. It was personal interaction. After he gave me sannyas in 2016, he asked, can I ask you one thing? Yes, he said, I want you. If you don't mind, I want to ask you, can you distribute books till the end of your life? Very humbly he asked, can you distribute books? I said, yes, of course, Maharaj, if it's your will, I will do it. So he has a great desire that these books would reach these suffering souls. They are in so much anxiety, and these books, they can solve all the problems. We have all the problems, they have all the problems of the world, so we have to be very thankful to Srila Prabhupada that we have these books. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Wish you to serve this great mission very nicely. By Guru Maharaj's mercy, we have so many leaders that can give you shelter if you need the shelter. Vaishnava Maharaj, Prabhupada Maharaj, such nice devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So it was as if nectar flowing from almost past 1 hour. How it passed away we couldn't just judge. Hearing His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, it was as if we are just seeing Maharaj and present, remembering the form and qualities of Maharaj. It was because of His Holiness Bhakti Ratnakar with Swami Maharaj's personal interactions and personal admiration and appreciation and attachment for Maharaj that he could dwell us to the pastimes of Maharaj. We are very much grateful that he spoke about how the Maharaj struggled in Russia and then how he preached and his personal interactions and wonderful pastimes. So we are very grateful to Maharaj that he came out and took out his time and shared us this wonderful pastimes. We would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Maharaj by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we seek his Maharaj's blessings so that we can also fulfill Maharaj's desires, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj's desires, and we distribute books more and more and we get empowerment so that we can become one of the leading book distributors in the world. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. His Holiness Bhakti Ratnakar Ambarish Swami Maharaj ki. I will request His Grace Radhapat Pankajku, who is the in charge of this voice, taking care of this, so to give a small token of a gift to Maharaj for kindly coming. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. His Holiness Bhakti Ratnakar Ambarish Swami Maharaj ki jai, Param Puja Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.